Ready to go. The athletes on center court, referee up in the stand. Kevin Ewan, welcome to you, sir. And the boys in the magenta first, Matthew Watkins, Declan Burns taking on the Green Machine, Henry Clapp, D'Artagnan Potts, as he assesses which ball is going to be the optimal ball to kickstart this boys under 21 semi-final. First ball goes long. Henry Clapp was the one to get things started. So first points on the board to Watkins and Burns. So Declan Burns in the green hat, Matthew Watkins in the white hat. Queensland representatives. Boys in green, Henry Clapp in the green hat, D'Artagnan Potts serving. High, hard cross court, just wide. Live stream viewers, welcome back. This is the Under 21 boys semi-final here on center court. Viewing the live stream across Australia and the world on the Oz Volley YouTube page. Thank you for tuning in once more. My name is Ben Abbott, your commentator, host and MC for the Australian National Tour and the Australian Junior National Tour here. This is the second round on the banks of the Murray River. That's a lovely shot. Declan Burns on two. Got high, snap sharp. Finds the sand. 2 points all. Down the line. Hard. From Henry Clapp. Cuts it, but cuts it too fine. So 4-2 advantage out here on center court to kickstart the first set. Henry Clapp serving. Hard cross court. Declan Burns crunching it into the open sand. An end change for the first time in this set. 3 points, serving 4. Five, 3. D'Artagnan Potts to serve. Good hustle there from the boys in green. Worked really hard. The Queensland pair kept it alive. Just couldn't quite control the third contact. So 3-point buffer for the boys of Clapp and Potts. Tough serving continuing here from D'Artagnan Potts. 7-3 on the scoreboard. High and hard and just wide. It's a big swing as it disappears out of center court. But a 5-point buffer builds. Queensland boys just getting maybe a little bit frustrated, trying to kill the points early. The service pressure continues from Potts. It's a great touch, full stretch, but the shot was really good, deep into the court. And the Queensland pair getting a much-needed point. Early days in this first set. 4 points, serving 8. What a set from Henry Clapp out of the court, pushing it high in the middle. Really gave the options to his partner to find the angles, get the job done. 9-4. Can't quite back it up. Serves the ball long. 5-9. And switch out here on center court. On the live stream, we're going to have a chat with one of our AVA Pathways director. He is going to enter the commentary booth with us. I'm going to ask him all the nice questions when we get him in here. We're going to have an awesome chat about where the program's going, what has been happening, and what's the next stages and steps for the future generation in this sport. Hard off the block this time. And getting word as well. We're going to ask him about how good his golf game is as well. Can't be any worse than Napalms, though. Double figures, 10-5. 5-point lead to the boys in green. Henry Clapp, D'Artagnan Potts. Tags the baseline. Good swing there. Declan Burns. Watkins to the serve, 6 serving 10. Big stuff block. Declan Burns reaches last minute into the court, takes the space, brings it back to within 3 now. Down the line, just sends it wide. A referee in the perfect position to make the call. And it's now back to a 2-point ball game here. No block, and rightfully so. D'Artagnan Potts steadies the ship and gets point number 11. Crunch time here for the second round of the Australian Junior National Tour on the 21 boys competition semi-final. Great vision there from Declan Burns. Sees the early defensive move and swings deep into the corner. Good percentage play there. So 1 point away from the technical timeout here on center court. Lovely little touch there, D'Artagnan Potts. We go to the technical timeout at a 3-point ball game. Your boys in green, Clapp, Potts lead 12 points to 9 over Watkins, Burns. Appreciate you joining us once again on the live stream across Australia, the world, the future generation of this sport, the under-21 boys competition. Back out there, it's a 3-point ball game in this semi-final match. Boys in green, South Australian athletes. Clapp, Potts in the lead over Watkins, Burns. Ball goes wide, so both teams now at double figures at 10 points to 12. Burns back to the serve. Looking to close the gap by 1 here. Great vision there from Declan Burns. Gets up high early, snaps deep in the court. Back to within 1. 11 serving 12 now. Through the middle of the court. Henry Clapp takes on the block, beats the defense. He gets point number 13 for his team here. Lovely shot down the line. The snap across the body from Declan Burns. Boys had to hustle, beating the block of D'Artagnan Potts, who had a couple of good touches. Staying in touch. 12-13 here on center court. The eyes lit up. Contact not quite there as he sends it along. Really good pickup, though, in the backcourt from his partner, Matthew Watkins. 14-12. Clapp to the serve. That's a very good swing there from Declan Burns. Shaped up like he was going to turn it line. Snaps away from his body, taking on the defense. He goes back to serve now, looking to level things up. 13, serving 14. And he does so with a great serve. 14 all, the boys go around. Nice shot there on to D'Artagnan Potts. The one-footed takeoff down the line. Regaining lead at 15-14 now. Good snap down the line. Burns continuing his good side-out volleyball here on center court. Matthew Watkins delivering the goods with the set, creating the avenues for him. 15 all. Lovely shot there this time from Henry Clapp. Taking the pace off the ball, snapping it sharp, just inside the sideline there. He'll go back to serve, looking to double the lead. Just up by 1 here now. High, hard swing, sends it wide, and they do so. They go up by 2 once more. 17-15 now. Business end of the first set. He cuts it, and he cuts it just too far in the net. escorting that ball out over the sideline. So 18 points for the Green Machine as they continue to chip away. Utilizing the block this time. Changing up. Watkins getting in on the action. Utilizing the block. Throws it wide. Getting back to within 2. So we've got 19-16 now on the end change. Boys in green from South Australia. Clapp, Potts in control. Tough serve there from Henry Clapp. Down the middle will bring up the set point opportunity number 1 for the boys in green. Good pressure from the baseline here. Potts to the serve to get it done. And they get it done, taking the first set to 21-16 with some tough service pressure at the business end. The 1 set to love advantage in the other 21 boys semi-final here on center court. Joined here in the commentary booth. We're going to cut really quickly. Swap microphones as well. The weapons are everywhere at the moment, including here in the commentary booth. We're here with the AVA Pathways Program Manager, Mr. Paul Smith. How are you, sir?
Very well, thanks. Good to be here.
Absolutely, mate. We welcome you to the commentary booth. Mate, we want to talk to you about what the current movements are within the sport of beach volleyball in Australia, where we're going with this next generation of athletes. And you newly appointed to the role probably 6-7 months now?
Yeah, it's about probably 8 months, actually.
8 months there. There we go. So originally based in New South Wales. They're now in Canberra. Not much of a weather change, right?
Not at the moment, but certainly definitely the winters are something to experience.
Fantastic, mates. And like we said, you are the Pathways Program Manager for the Australian Volleyball Academy based in Canberra there. Mate, what was your initial changes or what were you looking to achieve stepping into the role 8 months ago?
Look, for me, initially it was getting an understanding of the current landscape, the people involved, and particularly what the expectations were from our stakeholders, AIS and Volleyball Australia. I kind of inherited a program, I guess, with existing staff, and over the year we just kind of got some re-established some new not new direction, but I guess just kind of refined, I guess, what we were doing in the space. And now we're in 2022. We're starting with a new cycle. We've got a couple new staff as well on board, and really looking forward to a good summer.
Absolutely, mate. And there's some exciting times within our sport as well. We can see it here on centre court now with the under-21 boys division. Particularly these guys here. They're tall timber. They're fast across the sand and stuff. And I imagine they're 2 elements of what you're looking for in our next generation of athletes. As we see a nice touch serve there from Henry Clapp to kickstart this second set. But, mate, there's 2 factors. Speed, height, obviously beneficial on the sand. But with the new direction the sport is taking within Australia, the AVA incorporating a lot more of beach volleyball into the direction of this sport as well. And, what are some other elements that you would look for within the male and the female athletes moving forward?
We want to watch the end of this rally. Oh, no.
Mate, we're drawn to it. It's fine. It's a very good match.
It's a great game. Look, you touched on probably the 2 key ones that we're looking for, which is, I guess, the physicality of athletes.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily somebody who's the best volleyball player now. It's someone that has the potential to compete at the international level in the future. And predominantly, more and more, and it's moving more to in beach volleyball circles, is that height is a key one, or at least being able to play the ball at a certain height. So with our AVA group, particularly on the men's side, we've purposely targeted some tall timber, essentially.
Yep. There's a lot walking around this beach at the moment, by the way.
But that doesn't preclude the super skillful, athletic, smaller guys. I definitely want to make that clear.
For sure. But somebody like Damien June, for example, he would have inspired a lot of the shorter athletes floating around the tour, the hustlers, the hard workers, which is what you were saying is something the AVA is looking for, is the extra work behind the scenes and putting in the hard yards, not only on the court but off the court as well.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, if you kind of look at the history of the sport, often the most successful teams are those that have a kind of a Damien Schumann type role in them, where that player plays a supporting role to the big man on the net, but able to become the glue for that team and really make them successul over time.
Absolutely, mate. That was really exciting having our first Australian team into the Olympics, men's team, into the Olympics for the first time in 13 years. And, mate, you've done a bit of Olympic level, international level coaching in your time as well. And obviously that's now led you to leading our program within the country. And who did you look after back in the day? Who was your athletes?
Oh, we're talking generations ago, but 96 was I was coaching one of the Australian women's teams, Anita Palm and Leanne Fenwick. That was for Atlanta Olympics.
Throwback.
Definite throwback. That was the early days of programs, and first time at the Olympics for the sport. So that was a big opportunity, and really the sport has launched from there.
Absolutely has.
And so the next obviously was Sydney 2000. So there was we had the bronze medal in Atlanta, which catapulted the sport, I guess, seriously for Sydney 2000 and the setup of the national program in Adelaide. At the Sydney Olympics, I actually was coaching Andrew Schott and Victor Amfiloff, who failed to qualify, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But that was I was based in Adelaide, and as a group of coaches, we were working across a number of teams. Took a little break after that period, and then came back with, I had two teams at the Athens Olympics, Kerry Podast and Summer Lokovic, and Julian Prosser and Mark Williams, who were narrowly missed out on a medal, finished fourth.
Okay, yeah, no, very, very good. Made a successful era by the sounds of things under your reign.
No, I was just fortunate to be involved with some very experienced athletes, and it was really, for me, it was, yes, okay, there was coaching, but it was more about just helping them find better ways. They were already very experienced and had a fair idea what they were doing. For me, it was just sort of fine-tuning and
bit of guidance.
And guiding the relationships.
Okay.
Between
very important when there's only two people on the beach volleyball court.
Yeah, and particularly
very
when
crucial.
You're working with a dual Olympic medalist, for example, in Kerry Podast. It's and a new athlete like Summer Lokovic back then. That was just helping them come together from really extremes. The most senior athlete we had, and then one of our new juniors, basically, and working out ways to help them to bring it together on the court.
Absolutely. Mate, we're seeing some awesome volleyball out here on centre court, and we're point for point, toe-to-toe, 7 points all on the end change. The third set going the way of the boys in the green, Henry Clapp, D'Artagnan Potts, and the Queensland boys have changed something. It's Matthew Watkins, Declan Burns. They've been aggressive. Queensland is known for their aggression on the volleyball court.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think these guys need to do here on the court to get this second set done?
Well,
I'm asking you the hard questions, mate.
That is, yeah. Did you check the SI? No, look, I mean, the beauty of beach volleyball is you have so many options open to you, and you could choose any of those and be successful with it. It's about the execution. I haven't really been watching this match too closely, so it's hard to say, but I will comment about these two teams. They are, it shows the depth within the sport that we 100%. Have two teams like this really knocking on the door to perhaps more senior programs like the AVA and these guys are in QAS. We've got D'Artagnan and Henry down in Adelaide training pretty regularly with soon-to-be SASI program. So look, from a national pathways manager perspective, it's only good news.
Spoiled for choice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously happy with how our AVA athletes are going, but I'm really encouraged by the other talent that's in the other states, and looking forward, or looking toward the opportunities for them to also be, continue their involvement and be part of the bigger picture.
Unreal, mate. Now, final question. We're going to touch on your personal golf game. There's a counterpart in the booth with us. He's having a giggle as we speak, and he reckons he got you. Yeah, that's you, mate. Nam Farm is he's producing all the content you see here on the Ozvolley YouTube page, but he reckons he got your number the other day, and there was maybe a slight dummy spit or an injury call or something. Something happened. This is all information I'm being fed.
I could say so many things, but I won't. Yeah. No, well, let's just say that you only hear from Nam when he's winning.
Okay. No, I have heard that story as well. A couple of golfers in the room. Paul Smith, thank you so much for your time, mate. We appreciate you jumping in with us and having a chat about the fantastic direction that our sport is taking within beach volleyball. The inaugural Australian Junior National Tour and moving into the senior tour as well. So, Paul Smith, thank you so much, mate.
Thanks, Ben.
Awesome. Cheers. Paul Smith, ladies and gentlemen, he is the AVA Pathways Program Director. Fantastic, exciting times moving forward in this sport. Like we say, we're in another Olympic cycle, just 2 years away now. We've got a score update here on centre court. 11 points to 8 in favour of, I believe, Matthew Watkins, Declan Burns. We're going to confirm that score with you very, very shortly. Indeed it is. The Queensland boys in the magenta, but like we say, new Olympic cycle, success in Tokyo last year for the 2020 Olympics, 2021, and silver medalists. The boys are still having a giggle here in the booth. It's fantastic. I've started something. We're going to have to get Smithy out of here, I think. There might be some words exchanged and some hands thrown. No, it'll be fine. Happy days. There's microphones flying, actually. Oh, dear. Well, anyway, we'll leave it to the professionals and we'll let them get back to it. But it's a 2-point ball game here on centre court. 9 points, serving 11 now. Technical timeout here on centre court. Ladies and gentlemen. It's a lovely play there. Cutting a fine, but just a net violation by Henry Clapp. Last minute, so we got a 4-point buffer, 13-9 on centre court. Declan. Not Declan, sorry. Henry Clapp crushing cross court. Double figures, 10, serving 13. Good snap there, cross court. Henry Clapp. Bring it back to within 2, working hard in defense. D'Artagnan Potts making the Queensland boys play, earn their points midway through this second set. It's a nice swing there down the middle this time from Matthew Watkins. So the Queensland boys, they need this second set to keep their hopes of a gold medal alive in the under-21 competition. Round 2, Australian Junior National Tour. Watkins to the serve. Cross-court swing is good, landing just inside the sideline. Good side-out game from Henry Clapp. Last match of the day here on centre court. 2-point ball game. That's a great job there. The block throws it back after a tough reception. They had to work really hard to keep the ball alive, to gain the advantage, and they do so with point number 15 on the board. 15-12 to the men in magenta. Just long there. Really good serve. Millimeters away from that baseline. So we'll get an end switch out here. 2-point ball game. 13 serving 15. Henry Clapp, D'Artagnan Potts. Staying in touch. Trailing by 2. A serve. D'Artagnan Potts. Serving 15. Unlucky there. The block. That's what happens. Occupational hazard when you're that tall and you're jumping that high. Makes contact with the red and white antenna. Automatic loss of point. Point on the board, Queensland. Watkins to serve. Into the tape. Coach killer. 15 serving 16. Henry Clapp to the serve. High over the top, just missing that block. And we're level again at 16 all. Live stream viewers, thank you for sticking with us. The final match of the day here on the Ozvolley YouTube page. Level at 16 all. Under 21 boys semi-final. The overset put away from Declan Burns. Point for point. Business end of the second set. Must win for the men in magenta. The drop shot. Held the defense, held the shot so late. He drops it just behind the block, just in front of the defense. Pinpoint accuracy for point number 17. Shot's good there. Again, holding the shot late. You can see it this time from Matthew Watkins. As he cuts it fine, they go around. 1-point ball game. Men in magenta lead, 18-17. Watkins to serve, needing A point here. Cuts it fine, just out of reach of the defense. 2-ball side out from the South Australian pair. 18 all. Through the uprights. High and hard, targeting the weaker part of the block. Holding the advantage. Side out beach volleyball here on center court. Burns to serve. Takes on the block, beats him. The big swing from Henry Clapp. Beating the Burns block, or Watkins block. 19 all. Magic numbers 21. Both teams 2 away. Fantastic shot down the line. Deep, just wide. Must have been millimeters. So we've got a set and a match point for Henry Clapp, D'Artagnan Potts. Cuts it so fine, but follows through to the net, through to the gold medal match here for round 2 of the Australian Junior National Tour. Henry Clapp, D'Artagnan Potts. Really, really good match here on centre court. And the boys from Queensland should hold their heads high. Matthew Watkins, Declan Burns through to the bronze medal match here on the banks of the Murray River. Thank you once again on the live stream, on the banks here, up on the grass hill. We appreciate your support and time. Checking in with the Australian National Junior Tour here. We'll see you very, very soon. Tune in tomorrow for finals day. All the medals handed out across the under-19.